Before YouTube really started kicking off for me this last year, I found myself totally lost, confused. I had no vision, no direction. I was heavily addicted to prawn. I was letting Bree down. My bank account was drying up. My businesses were failing. I even remember having a conversation with Bree and telling her she needed to go back to work because we needed more income. And I had this narrative in my head that was just like, oh, it's because of the pandemic. Oh, it's because of inflation. Or maybe it's the YouTube algorithm. Oh, life's just not fair. And I think God just, he wants me to suffer, so I stay humble. Yeah, that's probably it. I felt completely emasculated. And then it came to a point where one day, I just felt like God was telling me, almost like audible. Felt like he was telling me this one thing, and that was to man up. No more feeling sorry for myself, no more wallowing in self-pity. It was time to take action. And so during this journey, I found out a lot about myself, and it also made me more aware of the destructive habits that us men do. So today, I want to take you through those habits so that way you don't have to continue living in weakness and defeat. The first habit that I see completely emasculating men, and something I used to always do, just being real, just being honest with you guys, is number one, blaming others for your impotence. How easy is it to point the finger when something goes left, when something doesn't go right in our lives? How easy is it to blame this person, blame that event, blame our parents, blame the economy? One term that I told myself that I would never use any longer is, oh, it wasn't my fault. Nah, bro, see, as men, we need to own up to everything. Take full responsibility. See, responsibility is the price of greatness. If you want to achieve anything great in this life, you got to own up to everything in your life. Everything falls back down on your shoulders. Yeah, inflation is high, but so what? How do I increase my income then? Yeah, the YouTube algorithm's a little weird these days, but okay. What book do I read then to teach me how to dominate it, to use it to my benefit? If your marriage is on the rocks, stop pointing the finger, bro, and maybe look inward instead of thinking the grass is greener on the other side and you got this side chick over here that you're talking to. Nah, bro, cut that off and get it right with your wife. If the grass is greener over there, it's not nobody else's fault but your own. You need to start watering your own grass. And we all do this, bro. I'm not talking to the other guy watching this video. I'm talking to you watching this video. I'm talking to you and me here. Many men these days, they feel helpless because they think they're depressed. They think they're just, I'm just unlucky. They say things like, oh, I just wasn't given the right opportunities. This was me, bro, not that long ago. I was always playing the victim. I even see a lot of men and women these days, they always had that mindset like, oh, what can the government do for me? I like that quote by John F. Kennedy. He said, don't sit here and ask what your country can do for you. Think to yourself, what can I do for my country? That's the questions we gotta be asking here. And I'd even take it a step farther. Instead of asking God, hey, what can you do for me? Start thinking to yourself, hey, what can I do for God? What can I do to build up his kingdom and live with purpose? Rather than sitting back and always just being entitled and thinking that, I deserve this, I deserve that. Oh, I'm just so unlucky. When am I gonna get my break? When is it gonna be my turn? You gotta make your own turn, bro. You gotta make your own luck. I hate when dudes be saying, oh, that guy, he just got lucky. Again, I used to say this all the time, bro. I used to look at all these other YouTubers and be like, oh, those guys, man, they're just such lucky guys. I just, there's just no way I'm gonna have as much luck as them. But see, check this out. I've learned that luck isn't just random, it's created. And say someone did just happen to get lucky, well, guess what? That luck eventually is gonna run out because they never had to earn it. They never actually had to work for it, so therefore they don't know how to maintain it. They don't know how to multiply it. Luck is simply just a product of putting yourself out there. You get more chances the more you enter your name into the drawing. Everyone always says, you just got to be at the right place at the right time. But then they're going back home, chilling on their freaking couch, eating potato chips, watching Netflix for 5 hours. Well, it's like, bro, I'm sure sitting on the couch for hours at a time being a freaking dopamine addict, pretty sure that's not the right place. So, hey, look, bro, if you think luck is the only way to get to where you want to be at in life, to get that success, then you've got to increase your luck by increasing your probability. Number two, arguing. First off, bro, like, what true masculine man argues? They don't. It's only like teenage, middle school, high school, like adolescent boys that do this. Kings don't argue because they're the king. What's there to argue about? They stay cool, calm, and collected, and they make smart, logical, thought out decisions. They realize that arguments, they never get anywhere. All you're doing is just attacking that person rather than attacking the actual problem that needs resolvement. It's basically like fanning the flame or adding just more fuel to the fire. So you realize this, when your voice, and I've said this a lot in previous videos, when your voice starts peaking and you just react and you get so mad and you just freak out all the time and you point the finger and your nuts are just chilling over there on the floor. They're absent, they're gone. Especially, bro, when you're arguing with your wife or even like your kids, bro. See, when you're arguing, it simply means one thing. It means that you've completely lost control. You've lost your authority. Your whole household is just all whacked out of balance. Realize this, that arguing isn't communication. It's just noise. It's complete chaos. And you as a man, as a king, your first goal should always be to make that person feel heard. Whether you're in the right and they're in the wrong, it don't matter, bro. You're the leader. Make that person feel heard, understood. See things from their perspective. Most guys can't do this. They don't have the strength to do this. They should, but they don't. That's why they aren't kings. And a king knows to avoid war, he must establish peace. And arguing never does that. Arguing never achieves peace and unity. Number 3, degenerate music. Oh, but Dre, you know, I know the music out there is just so bad, but I love the beat, man. The beat is just, it helps me out. It just puts me in the zone, bro. It helps me get in that extra rep, dude. First of all, no. Music, all it is, the root of things, it's just a stimuli. When you're excessively listening to it, all it is just, it's just you pumping your ears with just noise constantly and giving you this little dopamine hit, this little high. I can't stand when people are like, oh, you know, life without music, I just can't do it. It's not a life worth living. I heard Elisha Long the other day, he said in his videos, his words, not mine, depressed people love music. Why? Because they're always looking for a pick-me-up, right? They're always looking to make themselves feel better. And it kind of comes full circle when you really sit here and think about it. I mean, we don't need to go into this, but then you got society trying to make people more depressed, right? The more depressed people you have, the more you can sell music, you can sell entertainment, you can sell prawn, video games. You got the whole society depressed, sad, and frustrated, then there'll be more people there to buy more product. But anyways, hey, look, music, it's become an absolute escape for people. And while, you know, the industry makes this awesome, catchy music, they're also pumping this music with subliminal messages to the consumer. Men have become addicts to music. Even myself, bro, like I have to constantly be aware and scale things back. I made a whole video on how I listened to 22,000 hours of music this last year and like what I could have been doing with that time, bro, to improve my life. Like I've had a lot of success this last year, but I could have doubled that, tripled that easy by instead like listening to music, actually listening to like positive self-improvement. But anyways, that's besides the point. What I'm saying here is men every single day, they wake up, blast the music. While they're at the gym, they're blasting the music. While they're out in public, they're blasting the music. Walking down the street, blasting music. As they go to bed, blasting music. Check this out. We always talk about here on this channel how emotional men are weak, right? You and I, we can agree on this, right? Well, what does music do? It constantly draws out your emotions. Now, I'm not saying that all music is altogether just bad. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is if you are gonna listen to music, scale it back. Don't be so excessive about it. And number 2, really watch out what you're listening to, bro. Listen to the subliminal messages. I mean, all the crap that these knucklehead rappers are yapping about in their videos and all their music. If you had a friend in your life that was constantly saying all these things, the same stuff that these rappers were saying, would you still allow them into your life? Oh yeah, bro, I just had sex with this girl, with that girl, went to the strip club, made it rain. Oh yeah, and I'm about to take your girl. Yeah, your girl, she be up on my dick. Of course not, bro. That would just be knuckleheadism on your part. So it's like, then why are we constantly inputting this stuff into our heads? They say you are the average of the 5 people that you always hang around with. Well, how about the average of the music that you listen to, videos that you watch, all the little things that you're constantly tuning into all day long? You don't think that's gonna have some sort of effect on you? Sometimes it's good just to have complete quietness. That's where God is. God says he's in that still, quiet voice. So you gotta take the noise out of your ears sometimes, bro. You gotta stop flooding your head and actually start thinking for yourself. Start a conversation with God instead of tuning into all this music, all this culture, all this entertainment. Start tuning into God. Start tuning into Christ. I guarantee you, you'll have 10 times the benefits plugging into God rather than plugging into the world. Music, it just has us, man, it has us too in tune with all of our feelings all the time. You gotta be aware of this. What do we always do typically? We don't approach that girl till we feel like it. We don't start that business till we feel like it. We feel motivated enough. We don't go to the gym and pump out that PR until we blast our ears with that perfect song to get us pumped up enough to hit it. We don't run that extra mile, do that extra cardio until we absolutely just like feel like it. You don't even feel ready to get up out of bed until you blast that music. Music has become a drug to you. Your brain is fried. The 4th habit that's completely emasculating men is just simple complaining. See, the thing about complaining is, yeah, it feels good once you get it out, but the only problem is that you make everybody else around you feel sick. Nobody likes to be around a pessimistic complainer. Someone that's just always, you know, feeling like they got the short end of the stick. And you gotta think to yourself, bro, kings, they don't complain. If they got some sort of problem, some sort of issue, they fix it. If plans aren't working out and things aren't going their way, they look at the situation and they adjust their sails. Check this out. For instance, back before the pandemic, what were all of us doing? Sitting here complaining about our lives, so entitled, talking about how this isn't right, that isn't right. But when crap hits the fan, all of a sudden everybody's like, oh, I just want everything just to go back to normal, right? Everybody just wants normalcy. I remember one thing I used to always do, I used to always complain about traveling and how you have to go to the airport, sit in these long lines, and everybody's rude there who like looks at your passport, and you gotta go take off all your clothes, go through this security, blah, 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 blah. Then all of a sudden when the pandemic hits, now I wish I could travel. I wish I could hop on a plane, bro, and see my family, see my sister over in Washington, see all my little nephews and my niece, and just love up on everybody and enjoy each other's time and hang out. We always complain about things in our lives till it's taken away from us. And this is what you gotta watch out for. Sometimes, bro, if you're not grateful, if you don't have a grateful attitude, God can take away those things in your life. Those things that you thought were so just god awful. He'll do that, bro. He'll start shaking up your life a little bit to make you realize what you had. So the next time around, you're not gonna be taking nothing for granted. So the best way to avoid this, the best way to avoid having to learn the hard way is just to be grateful. Don't complain. Realize that the position that you're in right now, you're living out someone else's dream. You got these kids that are in the forgotten corners of the world that would love to be in your shoes right now. Now, the fifth habit that is completely emasculating men and that could be potentially emasculating you is you allow your girl to talk down on you. First off, if your girl is totally belittling you as a man, then there's really only two possibilities here, and you gotta be honest with yourself. Number one, you're probably worthy of it. You probably are acting like a complete man-child, and you need to calm the frick down. No one's gonna tell you that, bro. That's like kind of unconventional advice. But you need to be aware of yourself. Most of the time, us dudes, we can tend to get very emotional and we need to chill. Or number two, the second possibility is simply that, yeah, she's being a little disrespectful and she needs to be put in her place. And I don't mean to attack her physically or verbally or anything like that, of course. I'm talking about attacking the problem. Don't argue, don't react, don't erupt. Say, hey, you know what? I love you and I want our relationship to remain fruitful, to remain amazing, and therefore I can't have you talk to me this kind of way. I don't like it. Keep that energy down in your nuts, not up here and all emotional. So you gotta realize something, and she needs to understand this as well. Culture's always trying to feminize everything, but in family, in the traditional family unit, there's always order. And Paul talks about this in the Bible. He says there's God, Christ, the man, then the women and children. That's just the way it is. That's not my words. It's not, that's God's words right there. So if any of you guys have a problem with it, if YouTube even has a problem with it, like, take it up with God. This thing, I'm just, don't shoot the messenger. And so with that said, your girl, she needs to be on the same page as you, and she needs to understand this. If she respects Christ, she will respect your authority. See, girls who don't respect and honor Christ, and they don't even understand authority, period. They don't understand order. They don't understand traditional values. They almost like to put themselves in that Christ-like spot, on that, pedestal. And feminists are right there along with them, just chanting and rooting them on, right? Now, I'm not trying to sit here and convert all you guys. I'm just spitting facts here. Now, if you're not married yet, then obviously you as a man, you don't have that authority over your wife just yet. She hasn't given that over to you. But at the same time, if you're dating a girl right now, she should have those tendencies, at least those submissive tendencies, especially if you're doing what you need to do as a man and you are acting like the king God has called you to be. And if she doesn't have that, if you don't see those tendencies, then this is kind of a red flag and you're probably going to be in for a very rough marriage. And the sixth and final habit that is completely emasculating men is that they're all talk, no action. Check it out, bro. Nobody cares about what you're about to do. Nobody cares even what you've done in the past. Nobody cares about even if you actually do it. Nobody even honestly really cares. It might be a momentary applause, but that's about it. So make those silent changes. Shh, keep it quiet. Keep it low key. Don't just talk about it. Don't just squawk about it. Be about it. So check it out. As a man, your goal should be purpose, not a standing ovation. Just because you're not posting it all over social media, constantly informing everybody of what you're doing, doesn't mean that you're not up to big plans. You got big things going on. There's something special about a man when he just stays low key and he lets the results speak for themselves. I mean, hey, if you absolutely feel the need to speak, then only speak when it's time to say checkmate. And when you do this, when you put in that hard work and you stay low key about it, after all the years of blood, sweat, and tears, you know what people are gonna say about you? They're gonna say, he's just one of the lucky ones. He just got lucky. It's funny because this is what I hear people saying about me all the time now. Oh, you know, Dre, he just got lucky. It's just because, you know, the way he looks or the way his editors edit the videos. Oh, he was just at the right place at the right time. And you know what? Yeah, some of those things may be true. Yeah, I got some fire editors. Yeah, you know what? I was at the right place at the right time because I put myself there. But it's just funny how nobody was saying I was lucky 6 months ago when I was completely freaking lost and broken and losing my ass. Nobody was saying how lucky I was when I had to spend 16 hours a day reading books and working on my business. This is before I even had editors and I was editing all my own videos, and I was a mess, bro. I was like, everything was up in flames and I was just trying to figure things out. I was just trying to figure out how I could save myself from burning up in flames, from losing it all. And so I had to really dig deep. I was tested. I had to see if I really wanted it or not. And I gave it everything, 110%. And it was hard freaking work, bro. I was barely getting any sleep just to kind of get where I'm at now. But nobody saw that. Nobody saw the hustle. Nobody saw the grind. All they see now is just the end result. I'm not saying this is the end result. I mean, we still got a lot of work to do, but I'm in a fairly good place right now. A lot better than where I was. My success has skyrocketed. I've had so much progression. I finally hit 1 million subscribers, bro. That was simply because I had to get low key. I literally like locked myself in my bedroom for like 3 months in the beginning. Like my friends didn't even see me at all. 0%. Family members were like, where the heck is Dre at? And then what happened? The fruit started to show. And now we've caught this momentum, bro. That's just, it's crazy. I can't wait to see where this channel goes even within the next year from now. I don't know where this is really going. I just hope my story is somewhat of an inspiration to you and to kind of light a fire in your belly. With that said, embrace your masculinity, bro. Become your most masculine self. Be aggressive, be stoic, attack your dreams. Become a king. Don't point the finger and blame, don't complain, keep quiet, stay focused, work. Do what you need to do as a man. Now, if you guys want to check out my Masculine Masterclass, be sure to get access. I'll put a link down in the description below for you. And by the way, check out this video right here if you want to take yourself to the next level as a man. Hit the notifications button to be informed when I drop that next one, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace always.